I just need y'all to know this is my second time recording this. My gosh, people that make content go through so much. It's just crazy. So I hope you guys appreciate the content that you guys do get, because like cameras are finicky, computers are finicky. I recorded this already. The security cam footage commentary. And then after I'm finished, it's like disappeared somewhere. So here I am. It'll be your first time seeing me, but my second time doing it. All right, guys. What's up, Binge Baes? It's your girl Blake, and I'm back with another video. Hey, and today, guys, so I'm gonna be commentating. I'm gonna have some commentary on my security cam footage of the neighbor's dog that got into our yard. They dug a hole and came into our yard, okay? But first, we're going to have an update on Stanley, the chicken. Psych. Well, we are going to have an update, but Stanley, the chicken, is alive. So, my husband saw our neighbors when he was leaving the house one day. He saw our neighbor in the yard. He asked her, hey, what's up with the chicken? What happened to the chicken? And she said, oh, the chicken is in my shed. She won't come out. It's a she, guys, so we're going to call her Miss Stanley from now on. She won't come out. She's traumatized. She won't get out of the garage. She said the dogs took, bit the red thing off the top of her head, the feathers out of her butt. She's traumatized. She doesn't want to come out. So I'm going to order some chicken feed and put a note on it to Miss Stanley and put it on my neighbor's at her front door. So I'll send that over from us because we miss seeing Miss Stanley. And then maybe eventually we can go over there with you guys and go see her. But my girl is alive. Yay! Okay, so they didn't kill the chicken, but they're wreaking havoc. So you're about to see in the security footage that there's these two dogs in our yard, and you'll see what happens once we discover it. Let me just give you some background on when we discovered it. So I was getting my husband's lunch ready, like I do every day. And once I got it together, I went in our room to get my purse and stuff to go ahead and run up and give him his lunch. I look outside in our backyard. There's a window in our bedroom. So I look outside and I see this white thing in our yard, just like, looks like it's like playing around with something else, or it's like in a ball. It's something moving in our backyard. And I'm like, what the hell is that? It's not a squirrel. It's not a bird. And I'm like, kids, there's something in our backyard. And we run to the sliding doors and we look outside and we're like, it's the dogs from next door. What are they doing in our yard? So this is the footage of when we discovered that the dogs were in our yard. Mind you, my husband took a look at the footage because he's like, let me find out when they actually first came into our yard. They were in our yard for an hour before we discovered it. They were in our yard just running around, peeing and just like having a blast. And they were, when I saw them, they were playing with each other, rolling around all on the ground in our yard. Okay. So the footage you're about to see is when we first discovered the dogs in our yard.
Sure.
Look, here comes Jarrell thinking he finna.
Sure. If they bite you, don't let them bite you.
So I let Jarrell out through the sliding door. Well, he lets himself out because he's like, I'm just going to run them down. They're small dogs, whatever. But I'm like, wait a minute. You're running out there all confident and stuff with no weapon. These dogs could bite. I mean, they definitely are attack dogs because they just attacked our sweet Stanley. So Jarrell goes out there with all this confidence, like, I'm just going to, shoo him away. And these dogs turn and run down on him. So as they're running down on him, I had the sliding door open, and I was like, oh no, I'm not going to let these dogs in the house. So I closed the sliding door on Jarrell, okay? And then I start banging on the window so that it'll be afraid, right? So you'll see that they were coming full force for Jarrell, but then you'll see that they all of a sudden stop and retreat because I start banging on the window. Hopefully you'll hear that in this clip, but let's go forward. You see that? That's me banging on the window, right? These daggone dogs.
Get him, my God. What?
Here I come.
Get out of my yard. Go!
Get out of my yard. Go! That's how I sound.
I need some shoes. Don't let them down. Don't let them down. Give me my shoes. Where is that? Give my shoes.
So the kids just handed me this big long stick that we have in the garage, and I asked them to give me my shoes. So I'm making noise with the stick.
Get out of here. Where's your second? On the back.
So I get my slides and I'm going down there. So what happens is, right now, this is what's happening. I'm going to go confront the dogs, make them go back through the hole they came from. The black and brown dog is already in their yard. It's already back in its own yard because once I was knocking on that window, it must have triggered something. He got scared and he ended up running back into his yard. The white dog, the one that attacked the chicken, is still in our yard. So I'm going to confront this white dog, which you're going to see, but you're not going to see it in this frame. But that's the direction I'm going in. And yeah, so when I go over there.
Where's your second? On the back. Hey, one of that.
I was ready to beat the crap out of that dog because that was the one that I knew for sure was aggressive. So if he even looked wrong at me, he was about to get his whole head knocked off.
How do they get in there?
So what's happening is I keep telling this dog to go back through the fence, go back through the hole you came from, but he couldn't fit, right? Or he was just too nervous. He kept cowering, like when I would tell him to go, and I'm swinging this stick around him. So he kept cowering, and he wouldn't go back through the fence. So I'm over there for a few minutes. I'm doing a video. So anyways, you're not going to see anything else. I'm over there trying to get this dog to get back through his fence. He wouldn't get back through the fence. So because he looked like he was afraid, I said, let me just leave him here, and I'm going to alert the neighbors and let them know that their dogs were in our yard. So that's what I did. I ended up leaving and then going to the neighbor's yard and let them know so they can then cover the hole. So yeah, I ended up going over to the neighbor's house and they were fixing their car. They didn't know their dogs were back there for hours just digging holes and going to people's yards and stuff. So they said they were going to take care of it. I haven't seen the dogs in their backyard for like long amounts of time since that incident. But yeah, guys. In conclusion, guys, when you are house hunting, because I don't know if y'all have ever heard of the show called Fear Thy Neighbor on ID channel, okay? The ID channel has a series called Fear Thy Neighbor, where new neighbors move in. I'm doing this because I just did my nail job. I did it myself. See? But anyways, new neighbors move into this neighborhood, and they get to rifting with the old neighbors, or the old neighbors get to rifting with the new neighbors, and someone ends up dead, okay? So I'm not saying that this is the case at all, okay? Because that's not the case here. But I see how stuff be happening. You know what I'm saying? Because you're used to something, and then all of a sudden somebody come and they do, the most. And another thing, I think they're part of a car club because they have a bunch of loud cars, owners that come over there, and they have the cars parking right in our grass, and just like, it's just a whole lot going on. They were just burning a bonfire at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So they're just very active. So when you're looking for a home buyers, okay, ask about the neighborhood. Say, and if your realtor said, oh, we have a bunch of settled senior citizens who are 70 and above, you probably shouldn't move your young family in that neighborhood because it seems settled. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have rifts with people. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have unruly dogs, animals, that you won't watch and you refuse to put leashes on and things. If that's how you like to live, then you need to find the neighborhood and the neighbors that fit with you. Just like when you're dating. You know what I'm saying? When you're dating, I had to get in the middle here. It's the same thing because you're committed. You make a commitment to this house. You know what I'm saying? To this neighborhood. So you don't want to go into a neighborhood that doesn't fit you. You know what I'm saying? So I see how that be happening on If You're That Neighbor, but we haven't had any issues thus far. We just gonna have to double check. I already checked the backyard before we let the dog out for wild animals like raccoons maybe, or even the hawks in the sky. We checking the sky because hawks be ready to eat early in the morning, okay? So they get to circling and things, and they think he a little rodent because he's small. So we checking everything before we let him out anyway. But now we got to check for the dogs, the neighbors, because they like to let them dig, because they like to let them be out there for 5+ hours. So, whew, child, that was a mouthful. Anyway, hope you guys like this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you're a new binge babe, please let me know in the comments down below so I can shout you out in the next video. And I'll see you. You gonna say in another video since you keep walking by?